evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for tuning in to the Digital Forge Broadcasting Network this Saturday night. I'm Dustin Caldwell, and tonight the Cars eSport Tour rolls into Martinsville Speedway after being off last week due to the actual Cars Tour banquet for the 2016 season. Took a postpone. That South Boston race will be moved to February 25th. But we do have two features here tonight for the Rocket Tires Service 200 here at Martinsville. Both the super late models and the late model stocks are going to be rolling out here for two 100-lap features. Taking a look at the information on the track as you see it there, folks. 79 degrees in the air, 41% humidity, a nice clear sky, 106 degrees. And if you tuned in to catch the super late models in their last chance qualifier, only a 1-degree drop-off since then. So it is going to be a warm one out there. We're going to have to see how these drivers fight for that inside groove to make it around this very narrow paperclip-shaped track. So as we take a look at the lineup tonight, we'll have that for you coming up here in about a minute or so. But the standings coming in here to this week, Josh Dietz still in front with a 30-point lead over Tanner Cook, who moved up one position, trading places with Brad Wright, who's now 33 points behind your series points leader, Josh Dietz. Hunter Combs, James Linkowitz, Ricky Harden, Wade Cheetah, Jeff Hoggard, Jeremy Adams, and Alex Scribner are your top 10. The big move from the last race, it is up to 12th position, 15-point jump. Cody McCauley had a nice little run. Some of the drivers we've seen fall back. Another driver, Sean Miller, moved up to 45th in points with a 15-point hike. So we'll see how things play out here tonight. Looking forward to some great racing taking place here at Martinsville. And we got about 45 seconds remaining here before the drivers make their way to the grid. And folks, and if you haven't done so already, make sure you hop over to carsracingtour.com. Check out the website there and hopefully catch an actual event coming up this year. If you've been tuning in to the Digital Forge Broadcasting Network, you'll know we run a Bristol commercial coming up in May this year, May 19th through the 21st. The short track nationals will be held there. A lot of different Cars Tour, the Pass Tour, the CRA, 6 different overall tours will be making their way there to battle out for the bragging rights. Who has the best late model modified front-wheel drive drivers in the country? If you would like to know more about who's housing this league, ChampionshipRacingAssociation.com is where you can find that. And if you want to know more about who we are, you can find us on the web at ForgeBroadcasting.com. And it looks like now practice and everything has come to a close. They're going to be making their way out to the grid. We can go ahead and get you down there and see where your drivers will stand here for this wonderful race this Saturday night for the late model stocks. So on the pole here tonight, starting lineup, the number 69 of Matt Cooker will be out there. The 33 of Scott Naslin to the outside. Josh Dietz will be your series points leader inside of row number 2 to the outside. Number 48 of Brad Wright. The 63 of Brad Lawson will round out your top 5 inside of row number 3. To the outside of that third row will be the 62 of Cody McCauley. Thomas Hazard, Jeremy Adams, Mason Dunn, Tanner Cook will round out rows 4 and 5 and your top 10. Looking on back, we got Garrett Strakota, Brad Carpenter, Stephen Matthews, Jeff Hoggard, Ricky Harden, Adam Rigo, Cameron Hobbs, Sean Miner, Wayne Hutchinson, Craig Schwartz. And continuing on back, Zach Knowles, Kyle Leverall, Dylan Rowe, Robbie Bunton, and Jacob Gray. That is your 25-car field for the late model stocks this Saturday night. Completing their first go-around here in the pacing. One more lap to go. Pace car will be into the pits before turn number 3. Here we are, ladies and gentlemen, with the Cars eSport Tour this Saturday night, ready to go racing here in Martinsville. As they come off turn 4 into the front stretch, we're ready to go. Green flag flies, we're off to the race for the Rocket Tire 200 late model stocks. Across that start-finish line into lap number 2, the 69 of Matt Coker leading it over the 9 of Josh Dietz, who is trying to shake loose the drivers behind him. And already got some push off of turn number 2, a little tag of the wall. I think that was McCauley that may have made it. It was Naslin. McCauley's to the inside of Naslin, fighting for that third position slot. Naslin to the high side. Into the first turn here on lap number 3. Naslin to the outside. Right to the inside now is Brad Wright, the 48. We saw Naslin in the last chance qualifier for the Super Late Models. May have found something. He's going to have a little bit of a push. He'll settle up behind the 48 of Brad Wright. So Naslin will be in 5th position. Single file action, except back a little right around behind Tanner Cook. You see Garrett Strakota side by side with Mason Dunn. The number 26 of Dunn to the high side. Oh, and somebody's going to bite the wall. I believe that was Craig Schwartz back there. And now looks like the 91 of Stephen Matthews going to make a little fight here with Mason Dunn. A little contact. Out of turn number 2, in the backstretch they go here on lap number 5. They're fighting for position. Mason Dunn currently in 11th. Stephen Matthews going to take a swing out of turn number 4 as they come into the front stretch. Down the front stretch, across the start-finish line, and Mason Dunn was edged out by Stephen Matthews just by a nose, and Matthews now catching some momentum on the lower groove out of turn number 2. Tanner Cook looking now to the inside of the 63 machine as he works his way. That's Brad Lawson. The 63 car to the high side of Cook will have the momentum in turn 1 come down right in front of that Rockstar Energy 96 of Cook. Cook in front of Strakota, still behind. A nice little battle continuing here with Stephen Matthews and Mason Dunn. Dunn is up to the high side. Matthews will pull away. Now here comes the 49 of Hoggard. Chuck Hoggard will not be able to edge out Mason Dunn. He's going to come down in the lower groove. Ricky Harden, Brad Carpenter going at it. Oh, and Harden looking a little loose coming off of turn number 2. Harden, though, will stay to the outside groove, not able to get down. Here comes the 29 of Cameron Hobbs. Hobbs looking to be right up there with Harden. Carpenter still on the low side into turn number 1. Carpenter holding on to that 14th position slot. Oh, and some contact. Around goes Harden. And we got our first caution flag here at Martinsville. Harden, Ricky Harden looking a little bit loose one lap prior. Finally got enough loose to where he made contact, and that's what brought out the first caution flag. Let's go back and take a look. So here's the battle with Ricky Harden to the outside of Brad Carpenter. The 29 of Cameron Hobbs will be behind Harden heading in to turn number 1. Hobbs, one of the few Ford drivers out there on the field. And as we see Harden's going to tag the wall here. And it actually a little bit loose. Harden didn't tag the wall. Hobbs got a little loose and actually tagged Harden. And there we see the 65 car come up with a little bit of extra contact. That is Wayne Hutchinson. So Ricky Harden's car, Northern Tool Equipment car, a little bit damaged on the back end. So we'll see Harden down on pit road. Coker's still in front of the field. 11 total laps led here in Martinsville so far for the late model stock race. again, this is the Rocket Tire Service 200 here at Martinsville Speedway. Had a postponed race last week due to the Cars Banquet Tour for the 2016 season. The pace car will head into the pits this time. By will be back green on lap number 14, folks. Coker and Dietz. Dietz, your series points leader. Coker gets on the throttle out of turn 4. Here they come. Green flag flies. We're back to the race. Into the backstretch. Side-by-side action continues from third on back. Josh Dietz out in front. Cody McCauley, Brad Wright really going at it out of turn number 4. McCauley is going to come out the victor there in that battle. Brad Wright's going to settle up behind him in 4th. Still side-by-side action with Naslin and Adams. Back behind Naslin now is a battle continuing. Is Adams and Hoggard. The 69 or 89 of Adams to the outside of the 5 machine. That is Thomas Hazard, excuse me, I said Hoggard. It's Thomas Hazard, the 5 car that's inside right now and looking to edge out Jeremy Adams. Adams working that outside line. In the backstretch, lap 16 they go towards turn number 3. Hazard still working the inside of Adams. Here comes Tanner Cook. Cook looking to pick up a little bit of motion. And he's going to settle up and allow the 89 of Adams possibly to come down, and he will. In turn number 1, Garrett Strakota getting really loose. I think he may have tagged the curb there coming into turn number 1. Was a beautiful save for the 77 car. Right behind him, though, putting the pressure on is Mason Dunn. Looking to get inside the top 10, currently sitting in 11th position as they fire their cars around. Stephen Matthews and Hoggard actually going at it. The 49 of Jeff Hoggard to the high side of the 91. He's going to make contact with the wall out of turn number 2. And he still continues to run the outside line. The 58 car now sneaking up to the inside of Hoggard. That is Dylan Rowe. They're going to have a little bit of side-by-side action across that start-finish line. Brad Carpenter looks on to the battle just ahead. As Dylan Rowe and Jeff Hoggard. Hoggard still staying up to the high side. But I believe he's going to get down underneath, and he does. Brad Carpenter is going to get tagged. And that's going to create a little traffic jam. Turn number 4, no caution flag's going to fly. Wow. Zach Knowles caught up in that one as well. He finally gets turned around, falls back to 23rd position. As you see, this driver started 21st. He was making his way up, and now here comes the cavalry behind him as Matt Coker picks up a total of 20 laps led on the night. Into the 21st lap backstretch he goes. Still with a 3/10 of a second lead over the 9 of Josh Dietz. Cody McCauley back in 3rd, Brad Wright 4th, Scott Naslin your top 5. As we bring that up and show you on the bottom left of your screen, that is the current running top 5 here into lap 22. As we now have completed a little over 20% of tonight's feature race here at Martinsville. Single file action all the way back. We hop back and take a look. Mason Dunn still continuing to battle with the 63 of Brad Lawson, who's to the high side. He's going to be pinched at the wall. Sparks fly on the 63 as he come off of turn 4. Still continue to run the outside line. There's nowhere to go to the inside of him. Stephen Matthews will pull by. Here comes the 58 of Dylan Rowe as well. I tell you what, you get caught up on that outside groove, you're pretty much guaranteed to lose a couple of spots unless you can find a line that no other drivers found here tonight so far. Seeing down on pit road, we've got I believe it's the 55 machine or 65 of Wayne Hutchinson looking to rejoin the track now as he makes his way off of pit road. Still has got a major damage on the bumper there. Oh, and he's going to come into turn 3. Create a little havoc there for the 76 of Jacob Gray. Gray had to check up a little bit. Back up front as we follow Matt Coker. across that start-finish line. Now, a quarter of the race complete as we head into lap number 26. Josh Dietz still 3/10, working on a 4/10 of a second gap, as he's looking just a little bit slower than that 69 machine just ahead. McCauley right there in front of Wright. These two have battled it out hard tonight. And Brad Wright climbing towards McCauley's bumper in turn 1. Nice little gap, though, between the two of them. And if you look back, Naslund about 2.3 seconds behind your race leader. The gap shows right there between him and Wright. Here comes the 5 of Hazard right behind the 33 of Naslund. And once again, we see Wayne Hutchinson down on pit road. I believe Ricky Harden as well. The crew will go to work on the 65 of Hutchinson machine, but I don't think we're going to see Harden back out on the track. Into turn 1 here on lap number 29. The front 4 drivers beginning to pull away from the rest of the field. Zach Knowles lap traffic ahead here for the 69 of Coker as he comes off of turn 4 in the front stretch heading towards lap 30. Looking on back now here to 15th position, Adam Rigo looking to challenge Brad Lawson just ahead. The 63 car, the 17 of Rigo, was looking to the inside a little bit, looking like he wanted to get some passing action. As you can see, he's got some front end damage, and rear end damage to Lawson can only mean one thing. Gave him a few love taps in this little fight that they've been going at. As we see them still continue to work their way towards turn number 3. Coker, your race leader, closing in on Zach Knowles now. Into the first turn he goes. Knowles seeing the leader behind him. And I think Ricky Hart just came off of pit road. He's rejoined the track now. Ricky Hart amongst Stephen Matthews right in front of Dylan Rowe. Some heavy damage on that car, but glad to see him back out on the track. Lap 34, Coker now working his way to the bumper of Zach Knowles. Lap traffic, that's going to bring Josh Dietz closer as he has to check up for that 99 car just ahead. And now in turns 1 and 2, they will look to the inside. Brad Wright really on the bumper of Cody McCauley. Zach Knowles is going to blend in between Dietz and McCauley. He's going to swing wide yet again. That will allow McCauley and Wright to the inside off of turn number 4. Single file action for the rest of the field. As we check out Scott Naslund, who's holding off Thomas Hazard. Back behind Hazard is the 89 of Jeremy Adams, Tanner Cook in 8th. Garrett Strakota and Mason Dunn, your top 10, folks. Here about 36 laps into it. We've had one caution flag so far here in Martinsville. We've had one incident that didn't draw a caution, hence why we see Zach Knowles going a lap down. So up at turn number 4. And Tanner Cook is going to tag Jeremy Adams' bumper. Adams may have a little bit of push and had to check up a little bit, and Cook went right into his bumper, letting him know that, hey, the 96 is here. You can just see how close these Chevrolets are running. Come down the front stretch towards the first turn. The Rockstar Energy 96 of Tanner Cook. Driver who started 8th, he's currently up 1 position and looking loose, as well as Garrett Strakota, and that's just Symptoms of the warmer temperatures we've seen on this track. Again, at 106 degrees at the start of the race, folks. And when these drivers are pushing right around this half-mile track, laying down the same rubber on the same line, as you can see how dark it is down there where Tanner Cook is running. Track's only going to get slicker. Had a little bit better of a bite on the track out of turn number 2 that time. Thomas Hazard taking a peek to the inside of Scott Naslin coming off the fourth turn. Was possibly looking at a chance to pass, but not quite. Again, that's another symptom of the warmer conditions, limiting passing opportunities. But we do see now Garrett Stracota looking to the inside. And that's how you got to do it here on the warmer tracks. You got to kind of work the inside and force the guy up the track. And Garrett Stracota doing an excellent job on Tanner Cook, forcing him up the track to work that inside groove and keep that 96 to the outside, which you're seeing here out of turn number 2. Saw a little wiggle action there as well for the 26 of Mason Dunn coming off of turn number 2. And now Garrett Stracota will be in 8th position, forcing Tanner Cook back to 9th. Cook's going to settle up right behind him to get back down in the lower groove. Doesn't want to be up in that high line any more than he has to. Of course, Scott Naslin and Thomas Hazard have a nice little battle here. And here comes a little bit of hiccup right in front. The 65 of Hutchinson, lap traffic. Zach Knowles as well, lap traffic. We'll have to see how these drivers navigate. Hazard's going to work his way to the inside. Here comes Naslin to the inside. So they will continue to allow the lap cars by, but the push out of turn 2 is the concerning point. Whoa, they've had to check up there. Looks like Hazard was able to clear him. 89, we've got a flurry of cars in turn 4. And Stephen Matthews looks to the inside of Hutchinson. And again, with the lap traffic creating a huge 3-wide action out of turn number 2. Some drivers having to check up to avoid contact there. Hutchinson, I think Hutchinson's throwing in the towel right now. He's going to go back down pit road. Still heavy damage on that 65 car. Coker now looking at some lap traffic in front of him. As we see the 92 car just ahead, and it's Sean Miller. Kyle Leverall in front of Miller. And Coker with nowhere to go has Dietz and the 48 of Brad Wright reeled in. Cody McCauley with 62 of McCauley has fallen back just a little bit, as he's had to swim a little bit through lap cars as he's passing by the 76 now. That is Jacob Gray, the car he's passing, into turn number 1. Will now look to go by another lap car here. That is Robbie Bunton, the 87 machine. Josh Dietz looking for an opportunity with Kyle Leverall at the lap car. Brad Wright back there in 3rd. Coker's looking to the inside. Here comes Dietz with the move. What a move. He's going to try to force the 69 car up. Oh, and a little bit of rub out of turn 2. As Matt Coker saw the 9 car, he said, hey, you're not going to take that line from me. Coker comes back down. Leverall up now to the high side. Oh, Leverall makes contact with Dietz. Brad Wright, I believe, shared in some of that contact. He checked up. Now we got a mixture of lead lap and lap traffic as Brad Carpenter just ahead of Coker will hold his line. With the warmer temperatures, these drivers, I'm sure, are kind of expecting the lap cars to go to the high side and give them the preferred line, that lower groove. It's a smart move by Josh Dietz to work the inside of Coker to see if he could pass him. Was not able to do it. It was a very, very aggressive move by Matt Coker to come back down in the lower groove. Let's take a look back, folks. I think Brad Wright may have blown his engine. Saw some heavy smoke come out of the back of the 48, folks. And I don't think he's going to make it down. We may end up having a caution flag out of this. He's staying down low, trying to roll it back, and caution flag's going to be thrown, and I think he blew his engine. Heavy smoke poofed out of the back of the 48 machine. Let's go back and see if we can snag that for you. So as we watch the 48 of Brad Wright, I think he warmed up his car a little too much. Misses, I believe, one lap prior. He's fighting really hard. Had a little bit of front end damage on that car as well, as you can see right there. Right behind Josh Dietz. Carpenter's going to swing wide, allow Dietz by the inside. Right here, we're going to slow it up in the backstretch for you here. We're going to have contact right there, and as we slow this camera up right there, you're going to see the smoke come out of the back of the car. And that's right there, and you can see the big plume of smoke as the 48 of Brad Wright blew his engine right there before turn number 3. And as we take you on board, we'll actually go on board with it. And you can just hear that car having some major issues there. Trying to keep the temperatures down to see if he can roll it back to pit road. Not able to do it. So that will bring out the second caution flag on the night. Past the halfway point here in Martinsville, folks. I'll show you your race summary and your top 5. So Matt Coker in front of the field has a total of 54 laps led for the 54 complete. 0 lead changes, 2 cautions. Current look at your top 5. Coker, Dietz, Hazard, Adams, and Naslin. Jacob Gray, one of the cars down there on pit road. And again, this is the Rocket Tire Service 200 here at Martinsville Speedway. Cars eSport Tour this Saturday night. Still have a 100-lap feature coming up with the super late models, folks. Definitely want to stay tuned for that. Glad you could join us, however you're getting us out here on YouTube, Twitch, iRacing Live, Cars Tour TV. Appreciate you tuning in this Saturday night. Lights off the pace car here on lap 57. Ready to go back to the green, Matt Coker. Expect a fast restart from the 69. The pace car is going to be in the pits in the entrance of turn 3. You can see him wheeling up his tires, shaking off some of those marbles, ready to go racing. Pace car makes its way now into the pits. Here we go. As he works his way off turn 4, he gets on the gas. Josh Dietz is ready for it. Green flag flies. We're back to the race, lap 58. And here comes Thomas Hazard looking to the inside. Hazard is going to look to get second position out of turn 2. What a fight between the 2 drivers. Josh Dietz to the high side. Gutsy call from the 5 car. He's working his way now towards the race lead. He's got a quarter panel close to the 69 of Coker. He's going to dive it underneath them here in turns 1 and 2. Thomas Hazard looking to go to the race lead. The outside line prevails. Josh Dietz. Oh, is Josh Dietz going to work the inside? Not quite. Couple cars bite it in the backstretch off of turn 2. And that's going to bring out the 3rd caution here tonight. And it looks like the 7 of Kyle Leverall involved in that one as he's currently sitting. Got it towed back to pit road. Let's go back and take a look. Zach Knowles, Robbie Bundon back there behind Kyle Leverall. And right there, looks like Zach Knowles. May have been some checkup from the 7 of Leverall, but Knowles is going to get right into the back of Leverall, sending him down to the inside wall. And that will bring out a caution flag. Heavy damage on the front of the 7 machine. As you can see, the smoke just pouring out of it. That's why he needed a tow back to pit road. There's the damage resulting from the contact with Zach Knowles for the 7 of Kyle Leverall. I believe the 92 is getting a wave around. as he works his way around the track. That is Sean Miner, excuse me. Sean Miner's getting his lap back here in the lucky dog position back in 17. Rejoin the lead lap as we see Zach Knowles now down on pit road as well. .61 laps, soon to be 62, as Matt Coker crossing the start-finish line. I think we're going to see Ricky Harden back out on the track again. Harden not done. Currently 22 laps down, but you know, he's out there trying to secure some points, so nice to see the 15 car get back on. Had some tough break early. It was fighting really hard, especially to get inside the top 10, and ended up spinning out with a little bit of contact off of turn number 2. How about the 5 of Thomas Hazard? Beautiful job to work the inside, but unfortunately, Josh Dietz will now be to the inside, kind of where he was on the last restart, so we'll have to see how this will play out. As we're going to be back green on lap 65, we see the lights off the pace car, got the 1 to go signal from the flag stand. In the backstretch, Hazard will be to the outside. Expect to see the 69 Coker get on the throttle out of turn 4. Pace car heads into the pits to the entrance of turn 3. Here we go. As they make their way around, Dietz was expecting it. Now he slows up a little bit. How about that? And Hazard tries to come down. He's not able to do it. He's going to have to fight 3 wide action out of turn 2. And we're going to have some cars spinning. Can they save it? Beautiful save from some of these drivers. The 91 of Stephen Matthews was getting turned around. He saved it. Unbelievable job from these drivers to save these cars. Everybody was bumping and banging in the backstretch. Thomas Hazard will hold on to second. Josh Dietz falls back to third. Here's a nice little battle for fourth as we see the 33 of Naslin to the inside of Adams. And a little love tap there from the 62 of McCauley to the back of Scott Naslin. They will be single file in turn 1. As we see Dylan Rowe and Stephen Matthews side by side. In the backstretch here on lap 67, they're going to continue to fight. Dylan Rowe trying to hold on, a little bit loose action there. Some smoke coming out of the tires from the 58. So Matthews will go up to 8th. Dylan Rowe falls back to 9th. Adam Rigo in 10th. How about Craig Schwartz, the driver we saw 2 laps down in the last chance qualifier, making it into a provisional. And he's currently sticking in about 11th position, just outside the top 10. Mason Dunn back there behind him. Hoggart and Cook are going at it for their battle in 13th position here on lap number 69. And some contact in turn 1 from Tanner Cook to the inside. Jeff Hoggart will swing wide in turn 2, and that's going to put him back in 14th position. Tanner Cook now looking to the inside of Stephen Matthews. Matthews looking a little bit loose. A little wiggle from the 91 there in the front stretch. Matthews will hold on to 12th. Cook currently running in 13th. Jump back up front. Thomas Hazard put the pressure on Matt Coker. 70 laps now led for the 69 car. As they work their way around out of turn number 2 into the backstretch. Matt Coker, a little bit of a concave looking bumper there, has received a little bit of few love taps tonight from both, I'm sure, Josh Dietz and Thomas Hazard. And the 5 of Thomas Hazard once again looking to the inside of Coker. Jeff Hoggart and Stephen Matthews are fighting back here. Looking about 11th position. Caution flag comes out. And we see a slow-moving 46 of Craig Schwartz. Let's go back and capture the replay for you. Mason Dunn putting the pressure on Craig Swartz here out of turn number 4, the 26 of Dunn. Right to the back, the 46 of Swartz. And a little dive bomb effort right there and a little nudge will send the 46 of Craig Swartz spinning around. Everybody's going to swing wide to avoid that contact. As we see Hoggard pass by, Cameron Hobbs, Zach Knowles, Robbie Bunden will swing by and stuck up on the curve. One of the worst places to be at Martinsville is stuck on that curve, not able to come back down until traffic passes. And the 46 of Craig Swartz will fall back to 17th position. Zach Knowles receiving a wave around, currently in the lucky dog position. He will be back on the lead lap in 18th position. Three-quarters of the race now complete. Final 25 laps here as we head into lap 76. Matt Coker has led them all, folks. Been a solid night here for the 69. It is Josh Dietz, who is currently running in third, your series points leader coming into tonight's race. Of course, Matt Coker, not a full-time driver in the series. I believe tonight actually is his premier race here with the Cars eSport Tour and making a statement, leading all these laps here at Martinsville. Thomas Hazard, who's in second position, fell back 7 points, currently running 35th overall in the season points. Back there in second tonight definitely will help out, pushing him up the ladder. Still got plenty of race in this season to go, folks. Tanner Cook, though, on the flip side of the coin, Tanner Cook tonight, currently back there running 12th position. He started 10th. Tanner Cook, second in your series points, just 30 points behind Josh Dietz. A little bit of a points versus race scenario here, so we'll have to see how Josh Dietz handles these final laps coming up. As we'll be back green on lap number 79. Lights off the pace car. It'll be dipping into the pits right here before turn 3. There it goes. Hazard to the outside of Coker. Coker tricked everybody last time with a longer restart. Let's see if he gets on it this time. He does. And Josh Dietz is ready. Around Thomas Hazard. Here comes Scott Nasley. Boy, Josh Dietz was ready for that restart. Oh, and a push wide for Jeremy Adams. Adams will fall back to 8th position. Naslin now in 4th. Dylan Rowe, Cody McCauley with a little bit of door slamming in the front stretch. Dylan Rowe to the inside of the 62 of McCauley. McCauley to the high side. Here comes the 63 of Lawson. Oh, and a bump and a bang from these drivers. Cameron Hobbs. A little pitball action there for that car. Does settle down though, and everybody goes back to single file action. Now less than 20 laps to go. A little curve action here for the 96 of Tanner Cook. Stephen Matthews looking to the inside of Cook. Matthews currently in 11th, wants to jump inside the top 10. He's going to fight Cook for it. Back behind Matthews is the 49 of Jeff Hoggard. Cameron Hobbs, the 29, back there behind Hoggard. Mason Dunn behind Hobbs. And Dunn is going to Hobbs is going to tag the wall out of turn number 2. That's going to bring up Mason Dunn to the inside. And how about these guys? A little bit of contact out of turn 4. Mason Dunn, Cameron Hobbs exchanging a little bit of physical push in turn number 4. Hobbs is going to fall back to 15th position right by Sean Miner. Mason Dunn will go up to 13th position. Back up front now into lap number 84. Hazard and Dietz fighting for second position as they come off turn 2. Hazard's got a nose over Dietz. Side-by-side action continues, and they are fighting, bumping and banging. Into turn 3, Thomas Hazard has got the better line. Josh Dietz with some crossover action out of turn 4. Oh, what a doozy for second position. These guys are fighting like there's 3 to go. Putting on a good show for you out there tonight, folks. Thomas Hazard will end up with second position out of that little brawl that they had. Josh Dietz falls back to third. How about the 17 of Adam Rigo and Brad Lawson going at it? The 63 of Lawson to the high side of the 17 of Rigo, the 89 of Jeremy Adams. Now looking to the inside of Lawson as they go through turns 1 and 2 here on lap 86. Lawson will settle up behind Tanner Cook. Now in 10th position, so he's looking at a 10th position, or top 10 possible finish, and Rigo and Adams are going to have some contact. That's going to slow up the field. Lawson looking to capitalize on that as he goes to the inside of Adam Rigo. Tanner Cook, nowhere to go. 2 cars blocking in front. All 3 cars banging 4 wide action in turn 2. Tanner Cook, beautiful move to the outside. How about that? Take a sip of some Rockstar Energy, and he just went to the outside and passed them. Oh my, Tanner Cook picks up 2 positions out of that, goes to 8. Brad Lawson, well, these guys are fighting for every inch that they can get, and it shows here tonight. I don't think there's a car out there without a dent in it. Definitely some exciting fights out there on the track, folks. As we now see Matt Coker here, looking into lap number 89. Less than 12 laps remain in the feature here for the late model stock. Thomas Hazard in second, Josh Dietz looking about a second behind Matt Coker, currently in third position. Dylan Rowe, Cody McCauley, Scott Naslin, your top 5. Naslin actually in 6th, outside the top 5 position. It'll be 10 to go the next time by, and these guys continuing to fight. As we see Stephen Matthews finally in a breathable situation. Back behind him with Sean Miner, we're seeing a good little battle here. Cameron Hobbs, to the inside of Miner. Brad Carpenter, the 31, looking at the battle just ahead. And some more contact between Hobbs and Miner. Into turns 1 and 2, Miner, the 92, to the outside of Hobbs. Does not want to let it go. He's going to continue to fight, working that outside groove. Robbie Bundon back there behind Brad Carpenter. And Cameron Hobbs prevails over Sean Miner. Hobbs now in 14th. Miner will fall back to 15th. Brad Carpenter's going to come up and take a shot at the inside of Miner. No go there. 8 laps to go this time by as Matt Coker and Thomas Hazard now battle for the race lead. Josh Dietz 1.1 seconds behind your race leader. As you can see the gap between Hazard and Dietz down the backstretch with 8 to go. Hazard tracking down Coker. There we see Ricky Hart down on pit road yet again. I don't think he's going to come back out from the final 7. The question's got to be, folks, will Thomas Hazard take a shot at Matt Coker? When it comes to, he's looking to the inside already. It's got to be a patience game, or no, he's going to go for it in 1. He's going to dive underneath him. Thomas Hazard's going to take a shot here at Coker. A little door rub, quarter panel to quarter panel rub out of turn 2. Nothing doing this time by. He's going to settle up in second position. It'll be 5 to go at the line. As they cross that start-finish line, Thomas Hazard, time is running out. Or is it just a mental game here? He's trying to put on Coker ahead of him, trying to get him to slip up and make a mistake so he can take him on the inside. The inside is the only way he's going to be able to pass unless something happens where he hits the curb. For the most part, the warmer temperature is keeping him up to the inside and not enabling anybody to pass on the outside here. 4 to go now in the backstretch. Hazard still about a 0.2 of a second gap, but he's closing in on the bumper. We'll check up just a little bit. And Coker with 3 to go. Thomas Hazard Who is going to make the move? Josh Dietz is closing in. They both looked a little loose coming off of turn 2. Into the front stretch. The next time by, they'll see the white flag with 2 laps to go. Thomas Hazard still on the bumper of Matt Coker. They continue to fight. Into the third turn. Hazard will have to make a move in the final lap as they come off turn 4. Here comes the white flag. It's in the air. 1 more lap to go in Martinsville, and Thomas Hazard takes a shot to the inside. They're going to make contact. A little bumping, banging around. And I don't know what happened there, but it's going to benefit Josh Dietz as Coker will pick up the victory. Comes to the checkered flag. Dylan Rowe, Josh Dietz battling for second. Dylan Rowe will get second. Here in Martinsville, a little fight to the end between the two. And it looked like Dylan Rowe did have a nose over Josh Dietz for second position. And a little disappointment there from the 5 of Thomas Hazard as you slowly see him entering pit road. There is your late model stock winner here tonight at Martinsville, the number 69 of Matt Coker. Here's your race summary, folks, for the late model stock race this Saturday night. No lead changes, so from green to checkered, the number 69 and Matt Coker led them all. 4 cautions here. And we'll look to get some driver interviews as we bring up the results screen for you. Here is your race results. I'm going to go live now to your series points leader here in the late model stocks, the Global Com car, the number 9 of Josh Dietz. What a fight to the end. You had a really good side-by-side battle with Dylan Rowe to the line. Looks like he just edged you out just a little bit. We're talking thousandths of a second there, Josh, but tell us a little bit about your thoughts coming into Martinsville here tonight, what you're going to do to try to remain up top of the series points.
Yeah, we struggled here. This has always been a struggle with this car for some reason. I'm normally good here with the other cars, but I can't complain about a third place. Gives me solid points. I know that coming in here, we did some testing early, and we were running, single file, and we were blowing our motors up, and 50% tape just don't work here. And I know that's what Thomas Hazard had going on there because he had so much more speed that it'll help you, and you can only run about 10 laps behind somebody, and you blow up. And it looks like a few people had that, but can't complain. We got a 1, 2, 3 for Team Vince here again. So
definitely a solid night to say the least. What are your thoughts on the super late models coming up?
We have a much better setup for supers than what we have for the late model stock. Yeah, we've been struggling. At least I have been. I know Matt Coachers, he's on our team. He's been really good in this car pretty much the entire time we've been testing. So I wasn't surprised to see him have a little bit more speed. I was hanging with him pretty good, and then I hooked myself off of a lap car thought I was clear, and I wasn't, and got up and hit the wall pretty hard, and I think it killed my car. But yeah, I just got to thank everybody in TeamSpeak for building a good setup. Hopefully we can get something a little better next week and see what we can do in the Super again.
All right, well, we'll look forward to seeing that action out of you in the Super Late Model tonight, and also looking forward to seeing you continue the race here in the Late Model Stocks next week at Oxford Plains.
Yep.
All right, folks, we're going to go live now to Dylan Rowe. Dylan Rowe had that fight with Josh Dietz all the way to the end of the race, and he's able to pick up second position here tonight. Dylan, you got to be excited with how hard you fought off of turn 4 to stay side by side with Josh Dietz and just have that little edge over him as you cross the start-finish line.
Yeah, I tell you, I'm pretty excited about the whole performance of this race. Started, 23rd and got second. You can't beat that. Well, I guess you can win the race, but
Tell us in a little bit tonight. We've seen guys falling all over the place, bumping and banging around this track, really fighting for every little bit that they could get due to the warmer temperatures. I mean, we've seen 106 degrees down there on the pavement at the start of the race. Once the rubber started laying down, what type of thoughts or what type of mental adjustments did you have to make possibly to your line to remain competitive?
I mainly run the lower side of the track. I arc the corners a little bit more than anybody else. It was very hard to pass at this track in this temperature, but we got it done.
Still a great job done. Is there any final thanks or shout-outs you'd like to give for your runner-up finish here at Martinsville?
I'd like to thank Team Vince here. We got another 1, 2, 3, and I'd like to give a shout-out to my fiance again, and thanks to you guys for putting the show on.
Congratulations on your runner-up finish here, Dylan. We'll look forward to seeing you next week at Oxford Plains.
All right, thank you, sir.
Folks, we're going to give you a special little interview now. Driver who was battling right there with your winner tonight, Matt Coker, at the end. Thomas Hazard, the driver of the number 5 machine out of Rochester, Minnesota, joins me now to talk a little bit about what happened. We wondered what happened there. Can you tell us exactly what happened out of turn number 2? We saw you slow up. It looked like something mechanical happened on you.
Yeah, going down in turn 1 there off the white flag lap, I just blew up, and there was no sign of anything that was problematic up to that point. Just kind of was trying to work the leader there and just blew up going into 1.
Tough break there. You had fought all night long, especially with Josh Dietz, and then you tried a couple of times there with about 3 to go. You were really looking to the inside of Coker, hoping to find something to give you a little bit of extra push to get around him. Was not able to do it. You guys even rubbed a little bit in the race earlier, trying to, especially when you got up into second, really flying around Josh Dietz, but it wasn't an easy task. Had a little bit of physical bumping and moving around there. When you were able to do that, I mean, what was your mindset when you were third position back, really to get into that second position slide? I mean, you took some, what some would call some aggressive standpoints, but you really worked it and you finessed it, and you were able to get yourself into second position.
Yeah, I didn't get a very good restart that last time and fell back to third. And I knew I had a chance to win the race. I knew I had the best car, and I had to make quick work of Josh. So I tried to do that. You know, I know Josh and I kind of bumped a bit, but I knew that I was faster than him and I had to get by him. So I just got the job done. And then I just kind of set my sights on the leader at that point and was just trying to work him over. But I really, you know, it was kind of all those cautions that really kind of did me in a little bit. I was a lot better on the long runs. So if we could get going for a while, you know, keep the heat in the tires a little bit, I was pretty good then on the restarts, especially on the bottom. I was really tight. So I was just kind of hoping for long green runs. Didn't quite get it, but still had a good chance to win the race. Just kind of, you know, blew up there at the end. But all in all, it was a fun race. Kind of, I wasn't really sure how good the car was going to be at the beginning of the race. It turned out it was a lot better than anticipated, and I made quite a few spots up early on in the race, and kind of just worked my way to the front. So I'm just kind of glad I had the opportunity to be there racing for the lead.
Well, excellent job done here tonight. Tough break there. I believe we see you finish. Looking back at the results, I'll have to snag it for you, but I know you finished outside the top 10. But heck of a job done up to the final lap. Sorry to hear the engine blow, but we look forward to seeing some great things ahead for the number 5 car, especially next week at Oxford Plains. All right, folks, we are going to go live now with the 69 of Matt. And Matt, making your debut here in the Cars eSport Tour for the late model stock, and you do a solid job. Lead them all here tonight at Martinsville. Definitely had the golden setup. Was the car to beat, but you had a nice little bout there with Josh Dietz for a while. Tell us a little bit about it.
I knew all night long we were fast. Team Vincier and I Analyze sponsored. I mean, we were fast. I wouldn't say we were the fastest. I mean, me and Josh, we were just battling it out, trying to save at the same time. And it was kind of working out for a while. And then we had the couple yellows, and I just went in turn 1 the one time, and it just slid way up. Wasn't ready for that. But all in all, it was a pretty decent night with battling with people.
Excellent job done to pick up the victory. Tell us, next week we look at Oxford Plains. What can you tell us? Are we going to see the 69 car out there?
You should see me out there. Should have no problem there. I mean, pretty fast at Oxford normally, so put in the time and hopefully we'll be up front again.
All right, well, congratulations. Do you have any thanks or shout-outs you'd like to give for your victory tonight here at Martinsville?
I got to thank Team Vincier. I can't thank them enough. It was all about everyone practicing together and seeing what they said about the setup, what I said, and also I analyze. Without them, we wouldn't be able to compare anything. And GlobalCom.
All right, Matt. Well, congratulations again. We look forward to seeing you next week when we go into Oxford Plains.
10-4, thank you.
Well, there you have it, folks. There is your late model stock results on the screen. Matt Coker picking up the victory. Dylan Rowe, Josh Dietz, Cody McCauley, Scott Naslin, your top 5. Jeremy Adams, Stephen Matthews, Mason Dunn, Tanner Cook, and Brad Lawson. Hard-fought battle between 6th and 10th. That is your top 10. Let's look on back through the results. Adam Rigo, Jeff Hoggard, Sean Miner, Brad Carpenter, Zach Knowles will finish 15th. After that little incident early on in the race, he's able to rally back to a top 15 finish. Thomas Hazard blowing his engine on the final lap inside turn number 1 will finish 16th here tonight. Robbie Bundon, Jacob Gray, Cameron Hobbs, Craig Swartz will pick up a top 20 finish. Ricky Harden, Kyle Leverall, Brad Wright, Garrett Strakota, and Wayne Hutchinson, your 25-car field here at Martinsville for the late model stocks. You want to definitely stay tuned, folks. We have some more racing to come up here for the Rocket Tire Service 200. The super late models will take to the track next. So make sure you get a chance to use the restroom, get something to drink. We got more racing coming ahead here on the Digital Forge Broadcasting Network.
Fans, hang tight, because once we get all the spotters down, we will allow you into the pit lane and onto the racetrack. No extra charge, no armbands or anything. And here come the donuts from Matt Craig. Oh, he is happy, happy, happy as Matt Craig. Smoke them if you got them. There he is, Matt Craig. So Matt Craig already out of the car. He's going to get the hat. He's got the champagne bottle. We got to make sure we got the flags and everything all sorted out. And we'll get the photo op first because he's getting ready to soak us here, I have a feeling, at Victory Lane. We're good? All right. Come around front with me, Mr. Craig. Careful, all that expensive equipment over there. Don't spray them. Have you ever in your wildest dreams had a car that was that good in a race?
Oh, no, sir. I mean, that thing was amazing. I can't thank everyone that's helped me enough. All my guys, Mobac, especially for all the hard work. My dad, for all the time he spent at the racetrack. It's just all come together fine. I can't thank Sean, Jason, all enough. I really need to thank Clay Rogers and Gary Crooks. And there's no way I'd be where I'm at today without their help. And it was a great race.
Before we go into the race itself, what did those guys teach you that really helped you get a hold of these super late models?
Just how to drive them, man. Like, when I first started driving these things, I didn't like them at all. I was ready to go back to a heavy car, like a Arca car, Pro Cup. But they taught me how to drive them, and it's a little bit of luck, and just happy to be here.
Talk to me about that race. It seemed early that you and Harrison Burton were swapping the lead back and forth, arguing over who wanted to set the pace for the race. What ultimately made your decision to get around him at the point in the race that you did and set the pace that you did?
Oh, man, when I was behind Harrison, I was just playing with him. I wasn't even pushing it. I was probably running 10%, and every now and then I'd gas up and, point inside of him a little bit to let him know what's going on. But then I was riding, and I was getting kind of bored. So I just hammered down off of 4 and passed him. So it was a great race.
Were you ever worried about a caution?
Yes, I was actually had a few prayers during that last 10 laps. I mean, I was leading a race a couple weeks ago like that, long lead, and the caution came out. That's your worst nightmare.
And finally, what's it finally mean to you to have the title Cars Super Late Model Tour winner associated with your name?
Oh, that's a great thing to go on your resume. Tons of great guys here to race against, and it means a lot. Really special to me.
Matt Craig has got a bottle of sparkling grape juice here. Watch out because it's get ready to fly. Here it comes in victory lane. Matt Craig and the team. Champagne, water everywhere. And he is a happy man here in Edelbrock Victory Lane. One of the crew members saying, if I get pulled over, I'm going to smell alcohol. Don't feel bad. That makes 2 of us. I got doused as well. But they are a happy group. The JCR 3 bunch is. Here he comes out of the car. A Cars Tour race winner finally, Tommy Lemons Jr. And here comes the champagne. Oh, watch out for that one. Happy is an understatement for Tommy Lemons Jr. Come around here to the front of the car, Tommy. We talked all day about how this place is similar to Martinsville, and you've had such great success there, winning twice in the big late model stock race at the end of the season. What as he gets the Mountain Dew that maybe he could have won 2 weeks ago. What means more, the wins at Martinsville or winning in a field like the Cars Late Model Stock Tour?
It's hard to compare to Martinsville. You know, as late model guys, you know, that's what we dream of. As soon as we get in the crawl in one of these cars for the first time is Martinsville. But this right here is a big win. We've new car. It's only been run just in the Cars Tour this year, and you know we've been really fast with it during the race and been struggling qualifying. Finally got it figured out, and just bad to the bone right now.
Take me through that final restart. I talked to you before the race. You said, I'm worried about starting on the outside because I don't really know what to do and how to get down and all this other fun stuff. But you were able to get around Chad McCumbee on that final restart. Had you learned things earlier in the race? Was that simply pure willpower to get around him? What got you from outside to the lead in those first 2 circuits after the restart?
Combination. You know, I learned a little bit there on those few restarts on the outside there late in the race with these wore-out tires. But, you know, just wanted it, you know. Kind of give one away at Tri-County a few weeks ago, and just felt like we had to go get it today.
You're going to close in Deke McCaskill in the point standings, now closer than ever for the championship. How does this change your outlook, or does it, going to the final 5 races of the year, starting at the end of next month?
It doesn't really change what we come to the racetrack for. We come for trophies, and as long as we get those, we'll be there at the end for the championship.
Tommy Lemons Jr., the winner of the Left Turns and Sunburns.com 200.
Welcome to Bristol Motor Speedway today, everyone. My name's Jerry Caldwell. I'm general manager here at Bristol, and we are certainly excited to have you. We've got some big news that we're announcing today. May of 2017, some exciting things happening. First time we've done something like this in quite a while here at Bristol. So take a look at the video and we'll come back.
Bristol. It's the world's fastest half mile, often called the last great Coliseum. And now, it's home to the U.S. Nationals of short track racing. your favorite short track superstars come to Thunder Valley from 6 of your favorite short track divisions. Three tiers of late models are included as they take to the high banks. It's coming May 2017. Bristol, now home to the U.S. Nationals of short track racing. Dreams will become reality.
Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Exciting times in May 2017. That's May 19th through the 21st, 2017. The U.S. Nationals of Short Track Racing right here at Bristol Motor Speedway. We're so excited to welcome CRA and Cars, Southern Super Series, and all the racers and fans who are going to come join us for that. You're not going to want to miss it. This is going to be history in the making. We're going to reserve 3 spots, guaranteed provisionals for some of the NASCAR Cup guys. This will be the first time ever that we've had all these series together. Front-wheel drives, the modifieds, the pro late models, street stocks will join the super late models and the late model stocks. It's going to be a great weekend. You're going to want to come out and join us right here at Bristol Motor Speedway. Give us a call if you have questions, want more information. That'll be 423-BRISTOL, or you can visit us at bristolmotorspeedway.com.
For the last time this year, the Dick Shirley Chevrolet pace car will make its way off the racetrack to the pit lane. Brandon Setzer and Matt Craig lead the charge into turn number 1, and Setzer quickly on the brake ahead of Matt Craig, side by side behind him for second on back. It's where Chase Purdy and Jake Crum have a little bit of contact. Crum gets shoved up the racetrack. I'm not too sure he was happy with that one as they dash back into the first turn. Lap number 1 in the books. Setzer the leader. All the while, Brandon Setzer and Matt Craig, look at that ahead of him. Matt Craig is bird dogging Setzer, and now he's looking for the lead into turn number 3. Lap number 4, Matt Craig to the point here at Southern National. Jake Crum trying to follow suit. He's wanting to use the high line. So is Jared Fryer back there. Colt Tim's making the outside work. Nearly 3 wide. And look at Jake Crum pushing Brandon, and they are 3 wide for 4th. Ay, Chihuahua Mama, hello. Wow, Jared Fryer's not scared. That's not even a sandwich of 98s. They're both in the bottom. 3 wide for a lap and a half, and they still haven't cashed them in. Jake Crum now for the runner-up spot off turn number 4. Crum to the inside of Brandon Setzer. He'll take over second on lap number 7. And look who else is coming, Rafael Lessard. Lessard already up to 3rd. Setzer back to 4th, and it's a hornet's nest behind him. Rafael Lessard is heading forward, and so are his teammates. There's Chase Purdy on the screen if you're watching at home. Colt Tim is there in the other CSX ride. Somewhere back there is David Gill and son Todd. This is getting to be a dandy already. And look at that. Right on cue, there comes Brandon Setzer, side by side with Jake Crum. Here Setzer said, I might want to try to go lead this race a little bit. The Romeo Guest Construction ride gonna motor right on by Jake Crum and head his way towards the 3rd spot. Lessard all over Matt Craig. Gives him a little bit of a shot in the shorts out of turn number 2, does Lessard. Traffic coming. How does Matt Craig handle this traffic out of turn number 4? Chase Purdy moving forward. And now battle for the lead off into turn number 1. Rafael Lessard nearly got into and on Matt Craig out of turn number 4. Couldn't make it happen yet, and that may even open the door for Brandon Setzer to peek to the outside. Setzer saw exactly what happened in the late model stock race, and he said, I'll take the top side. Craig now forced to go up there. Lessard working the bottom. Lap number 81, Rafael Lessard to the point in turn number 3. The championship leader and ultimate champion leads here in the finale at Southern National. Now Lassard back underneath the Mike Dorn, 3 wide for the lead down the back straightaway. A very uncharacteristic mistake by Rafael Lassard. Now they're going to try to pin Setzer behind the slower car as Lassard. Jody Meesmer taking the second lane. He'll go up to the third lane. Lassard, however, claims the lead once again. Now Setzer gets the drive off the corner, back to the inside. Lassard slams the door. Setzer thinks better of it. He'll fall back 2 car lengths now and try to come up with some other strategy to get around the number 99 of Rafael Lassard. Oh, caution on the racetrack. Problems turn number 4. That is Jake Crum coming to a stop. Pit road, and with 31 laps to go, Rafael Lassard and Brandon Setzer lead the field back into turn number 1. Setzer on the outside, noses ahead, but Lassard gets magnificent forward drive on the bottom. He'll nose ahead back into turn number 3. Up the racetrack goes Lassard. Lassard missed the corner. That opens the door for Matt Craig. He now going to look to the bottom in turn number 1. Can Rafael Lassard use the high lane to get back around Matt Craig? Cannot clear, and here comes Cole Tim in the middle of it. Oh, the VP track treatment working miracles. Here are problems, nearly taken out the front straightaway camera as Matt Craig and Brandon Setzer. Contact between those two sends Craig into the outside wall. It sends Setzer back a couple of spots. That moves Tate Fogelman to third, sideways on entry and all. And here comes Lucas Jones now up to fourth. Problems on the racetrack. Appears that we have got debris on the speedway, and this may not be over yet between a couple of these guys. The Dick Shirley Chevrolet pace car hits the pit lane with 28 laps to go, and Cole Tim is shot out of a rocket on the outside of the racetrack. But here comes Rafael Lassard on the bottom. The cannon fire didn't go very far for Cole Tim. Side by side for the race lead at the stripe, Tim and Lassard. Back into turn number 1. Lassard noses ahead of his teammate. He'll clear Cole Tim now for the point down the back straightaway. This is really the best battle on the racetrack right now as Brandon Setzer's trying to fight his way back forward. A little bobble from Tate Fogelman means Brandon Setzer's going to get that spot with 18 laps to go. 2 cars, half a straightaway, and 18 laps. Can Brandon Setzer get the job done? Problem is, Lassard better be careful. Brandon Setzer is coming. Here he is all over the back of Cole Tim. The laps clicking off. 14 laps to go. Setzer into the back of Cole Tim. Tries to move him out of the way and will succeed, it appears, in the exit of turn 2. He'll draw even on entry. Tim up the racetrack. Not enough grip up there to race with Brandon Setzer. Battered, mangled, and all. Now Brandon Setzer is up to second, and you saw the gap from him up to Rafael Lassard. White flag in the air on the Cars Racing Tour season. Canadian sensation Rafael Lassard goes underneath of Danny Willard's white flag, and he'll work his way off of turn number 2. He's got 10 car lengths back to Brandon Setzer, who's closing quickly, but it's not going to be enough. For the 4th time this year, Rafael Lassard will go to Edelbrock Victory Lane and win the championship in the Cars Super Late Model Tour, powered by BP Racing Fuels here at Southern National Motorsports Park. Brandon Setzer finishes second in the championship and the race.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Digital Forge Broadcasting Network. This lovely Saturday evening, I'm Dustin Caldwell, and if you tuned in to catch the late model stock race, it was a doozy here at Martinsville. As we now look to bring out the super late models to the track for their 100-lap feature, part of the second half of the Rocket Tire Service 200 here at Martinsville Speedway. Take a look at the track conditions that these guys are going to face. Only a 2-degree drop overall in track temperature after the late model stock race. Late model stocks took to the track with a 106-degree temperature. The super late models will see 104. 77 degrees in the air, 44% humidity, clear sky here at the half-mile paperclip shaped track. And I tell you what, folks, everybody's going to be fighting for that lower groove. But the kicker here at Martinsville that you may not know is on turns 1 and 2, 3, and 4, just to the inside they have this nasty little curb that a lot of the drivers who race here will tell you about. And we've seen a few guys like Garrett Strakota and a couple others here tonight already tagged that curb down there on the yellow line. You can see the grass to the inside of that wall. Just a spot you don't want to hit, especially if you're trying to maintain your position and hold off other drivers. All right, and we looking now down. It looks like we're going to be moving away from the practice moment here and ready to go to the grid, and we'll let you know where your super late models stand here. And if coming into tonight here into the race, Christian Peterson atop of the series points, 22 points ahead of Josh Berry, who pulled off a victory. Daniel Pope, the second in third. Seth DeMerchant and Ricky Harden round out the top five. Tommy Ryan, Jeremy Allen, Hunter Combs, Stephen Matthews, Patrick Fogle, your top 10 in the series points. Any moment we'll be seeing it, and it looks like they are starting to make their way out to the grid, so we can go ahead and get you that lineup action for this Saturday night's race here at Martinsville. So on the pole here with a 19.5 is the number 9 of Josh Dietz. To the outside, the number 63 of Brad Lawson. Had a great late model stock race. Both of them will be in your first row to the outside of, or inside of row number 2. In the inside lane, the number 69 of Matt Cooker will have the 58 of Dylan Rowe to the outside. Inside of row number 3 and running out the top 5 here tonight, the number 89 of Jeremy Adams will see the number 88 of Josh Berry. Currently in second in your series points outside of that third row. Inside of row number 4 will be the 09 of Jordan Erickson. The outside will be the number 24 of Jeremy Allen. Row number 5 to the inside lane will be the 59 of Richie Davidowitz. And he'll have the 48 of Brad Wright to the outside, who will round out your top 10. Looking on back, Satoru Ono will be back there in 11th at 96 car. To the outside will be the 62 of Cody McCauley. Daniel Pope, Bill Martin, Thomas Hazard through 15, Christian Peterson, Stephen Matthews, Mason Dunn, Ricky Harden, Nicholas Johnson through 20, Seth DeMerchant, Patrick Fogle, Brad Carpenter, Scott Naslin, Bryce Sinizak, Garrett Strakota, Robbie Bundin, Kyle Leverall, your 28-car field here at Martinsville. These are the super late models for the Rocket Tires Service 200. As the cars make their way around, the Mustang iRacing pace car takes them out of turn number 4 to complete the first pace lap here tonight. It'll be diving in the pits before turn number 3. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen, we're ready to go racing here in Martinsville. Pace car into the pits. Josh Dietz to set that pace to the green. Here we go, off of turn 4. He's going to step on the throttle when it starts to straighten up. There he goes, flagman ready to give the signal. Green flag flies, we're off to the race at Martinsville. And Dietz out of turn number 2 screams to a 3/10 of a second lead before turn 3. In second position, the number 69 of Matt Coker made his debut in the late model stocks here tonight and did an excellent job leading the whole entire race. Josh Dietz will pick up a lap lead there into lap number 2. Caution flag comes out and a big traffic jam right there. In turn number 1, Brad Wright a part of it. Let's go back and take a look. And you can see the side-by-side action as they go through the backstretch on that first lap. Everybody fighting little bit of check-up action. Satoru Ono to the inside of Wright. He's going to check up right in front, and around will go Brad Wright. As we show you, Brad Wright's going to spin out in turn 1. Ono's going to miss it. And a few other drivers look like Thomas Hazard right there, the 5 car, will swing by, and everybody's using that curb. We talk about it as being a terrible place to be in the race, but it's a good place to be if you can avoid an incident. And that will bring out tonight's first caution flag here in Martinsville. And apparently something going on with Josh Dietz. Looks like Josh Dietz is being relegated to the back of the field. Now, if you tuned in, we've seen this happen last race. I'm not sure what may have caused this. I'm being told by race control he jumped the start, so he will go to the back of the field. Second time this has happened to him this season, folks. And he'll be fighting back from 27th position. That's going to give the race lead to the guy who won the late model stocks, Matt Coker. The 88 of Josh Berry will be to the outside of Dylan Rowe. Lights to come off the pace car this time by. So already 6 laps completed in this race, and we've got some drama here at Martinsville. We'll have to see if Josh Dietz will work his way back. Again, about 27th position deep in the field at the restart here after the first caution. Pace cars into the pits. Coker will be taking us back to the green. Expect him to get on that throttle. There he goes! Green flag flies. We're back to the race on lap 8. Dylan Rowe is going to edge out Brad Lawson. Lawson and Barry are side by side in turns 1 and 2. Caution flag's going to come out. And we've got a pile up here in the front stretch right at the start-finish line. 26 of Mason Dunn involved. Go back and take a look. Go to the high-rise camera to show you a lot of the drivers some 3-wide action coming out of turn 2, and right about there we're going to see looks to be the 62 car getting a little bit loose. Mason Dunn will be made loose of it as they continue to fight. Mason Dunn unfortunately will get spun around. The 55 car of Patrick Fogle is going to come up and just slam right in the side of him. Ricky Harden nearly flipping 2 cars. Actually, he will flip Mason Dunn in the front stretch. He's going to go side over side. As Patrick Fogle, right there, nowhere else to go. Brad Carpenter, Robbie Bundham will spin out as well. And that will bring out your second caution flag of the night. So as the Mustang iRacing pace car heads in the front stretch, bringing the cars through. Should be back green on lap number 16. 15, 16. We believe it'll be lap 15 when we'll see the green flag. Here's a look at your top 5. It's Coker, Rowe, Barry, Lawson, and Adams. So we're getting the 1-to-go signal from the flag stand. Lights come off the pace car. It will be lap 15 when we go back to the green. Coker will have Rowe to the outside. Barry will be to the inside of Lawson. Expect to see that 88 car on the move. Josh Dietz has picked up 7 positions. He's back there in 20th now, here on lap 14. Pace car heads into the pits. Matt Coker ready to get on the throttle out of 4. There he goes, and Dylan Rowe's with him. Green flag flies. And Rowe looking to the inside of Coker. They battle hard down the backstretch into the 3rd turn. The 58 of Dylan Rowe. Looking to the inside, he's going to go to the race lead. Josh Berry to the bumper of Matt Coker now. Will he get to the inside before turn 1? He's going to try. He's to the inside. He's not going to have it through turns 1 and 2, but he's got the backstretch. As they continue to work through the backstretch into the 3rd turn, Coker will set up in 2nd. Josh Berry will hold on to 3rd. Jeremy Allen 4th. Jeremy Adams 5th. Some side-by-side action here. Richie Davidowitz. And some bumping and banging the 63 car. Oh, Brad Lawson's going to lose positions. He's going to fall back outside the top 10. Christian Peterson right there in 7th, your series points leader. Trying to shake loose the 59 car. The 39 there of Bill Martin to the inside has the preferred groove. Check up there from Martin. Martin, not sure what happened there. He checked up, slammed on the brakes right in front of Christian Peterson. Set the Merchant. Now to the inside of Thomas Hazard as they look to be side by side in turn 1. Caution flag's going to come out. Knowing exactly what brought out this caution flag, let's go back and follow the 96 of Satoru Ono, as I believe there was some contact made out of turn 4. See everybody fighting double wide in the front stretch. And right ahead, it looks like the 48 of Brad Wright and Josh Dietz got into it. So we'll have to go back. Let's go back and take a look. We'll dial back the camera for you here and see what happened between Wright and Dietz. Josh Dietz looks to the inside of Brad Wright. Nice little clean battle there. They are rubbing a little bit, and it looks like Brad Wright just got loose coming off turn 4. Slammed down into Josh Dietz, spinning the 9 car. That'll bring out the next caution flag here for your super late model race at Martinsville. We do have a lead change here tonight. The 58 of Dylan Rowe able to take over the race lead. on a hard-fought battle up against Matt Coker. Again, folks, if you haven't had a chance, check out carsracingtour.com to know more about the Cars Tour and their season coming up here for the 2017 season. For you to definitely get out and check out, we've been showing you highlights from the different races that go on. Definitely some great racing in that tour. So if you'd like to know more about the Cars eSport Tour, you can check out ChampionshipRacingAssociation.com. And as always, if you'd like to know more about Digital Forge, we're on the web at forgebroadcasting.com. Ready to go back green on lap 26. It'll be a quarter of the race complete when we get the green flag, as the Mustang iRacing pace car stares down pit road in the backstretch before turn 3. There it goes. Dylan Rowe this time to set the pace, bringing us back to the green flag. 58 car takes off out of 4. Josh Berry to the inside of Coker, trying to get there before turn 1. Green flags in the air, folks. We're back to the race. 3 near 4 wide action in the backstretch. And a big pile up with Seth the Merchant in turn number 3. Scott Nasla and Christian Peterson, the series points leader, involved. The 96 of Satoru Ono involved as well. Go back and take a look. As we bring it closer down to the action, Jeremy Adams just ahead right here. Adams and DeMerchant are going to have a little bit of contact. Adams is going to go swing into the inside. DeMerchant's going to just come up and tag the 59. And it's a tough incident there to navigate through. Couple other drivers going to be caught up in the mix. You see a major pile up right there in turn 3. A few of the drivers, including Seth the Merchant, will come down pit road. Hopefully getting a little bit of the repairs worked out. Here's a look at your race summary so far, folks. 2 lead changes here tonight, given the fact that Josh Dietz was relegated to the back for jumping the start at the beginning of the race. That brought Matt Coker up to the lead, and now Dylan Rowe currently leading. Total of 14 laps led for the 58, after passing Coker, who had led 10 laps after Dietz had about 4 laps led. 4 total cautions. Here's a look at your top 5. We got Rowe, Coker, Berry, Allen, and Adams. Lights to come off the pace car this time by is 30% of the race now complete. Dylan Rowe, Coker out front, Berry and Allen side by side in that second row. Adams and Daniel Pope II will be side by side. Pace cars into the pits. Here we go, folks. Gets on the throttle. We're back to the green on lap 32. Josh Berry is going to fight to the inside, and Matt Coker is going to fight for second. And he's going to have it in the backstretch, trying to clear the 69 in turn 3. The 88 Speedco Chevrolet of Josh Berry will do it in the front stretch. So Berry now in second position. Here comes Daniel Pope II. Pope II to the inside now of Coker. Trying to keep the 69 in the high groove as the warmer temperatures dictate the inside groove to be the faster groove. The 24 car of Jeremy Allen's not going to get there in time. That's going to bring Coker back down to the lower groove in turn 1. So the 24 of Allen will check up there. Towards turn number 3, Dylan Rowe will look to pick up 20 laps led this time by as he crosses that start-finish line. 20 laps led for the 58. Single file action continuing into turns 1 and 2. Oh, Garrett Strakota is going to be spun down. He's going to come down. No caution flag's going to result out of that one. I'm not sure how. My Lord, look at that 77. It looks like a Tour modified on the right side of it. And I believe the 28 car just may have blown his engine as well. No green or no yellow flag coming out. And a slow-moving car staying out on the track is going to draw the caution flag. Expect to see the caution flag possibly the next time by. And there it is. So the caution flag coming out on the track. As the 28 car is trying to creep around, you'll see Dylan Rowe pass him. The 28 car of Nicholas Johnston was the one that blew the engine. I believe he had plenty of time to get into the pit road entrance there, considering where the damage ensued, but not sure why he elected to stay out on the track, other than possibly to give him some time with the crew down on pit road to maybe fix his car. But he will need a tow to pit road. Here's a look at the updated summary. We do see the 2 lead changes, 5 total cautions on the night here in the first 40 laps of the race. Current top 5. So Josh Dietz, just an update on the 9 car. He's up into 7th position. Right there behind Thomas Hazard. Well, actually, he's going to fall back to 9th. So the 9th is in 9. The 9 is in 9th, however. A little bit of lineup confusion there in the backstretch. But we should get the 1-to-go signal from the flag stand this time. Bybee back green on lap 43. As Josh Berry will be to the outside of Dylan Rowe, anticipating a heck of a restart, as we've seen here tonight from the 58 car. Lights come off the pace car here on lap 42. Talking about restarts tonight, number 69 of Matt Coker had some excellent restarts. At one point, waited till the front stretch to go, really threw off the field and kept him up front. We'll have to see what Dylan Rowe does here when we go green. He's been jumping it, ready to go We'll see. Pace cars into the pits. Will he take off out of turn 4? Josh Berry's got to be ready for it. Here we go. There he goes! Green flag flies. We're back to the race. Lap 43. Coker to the outside. Daniel Pope the second, now in third position, the 69 of Matt Coker. Trying to find a way to get down in. Jeremy Allen's to the inside. The number 39 of Bill Martin now. Looking to the inside. Allen will be to the inside of the 69 car in turns 1 and 2. 3 wide action back behind there with Josh Dietz. Dietz fighting with Hazard. He's going to pass Hazard in the backstretch. So Josh Dietz now in 8th position. Jeremy Adams, the 89, just ahead. Here comes the 62 of Cody McCauley. McCauley behind Dietz, Hazard to the outside. I believe it's Richie Davidowitz is how you pronounce that last name, and we'll take a shot at it. Davidowitz, I think is how you say it. With the 91 of Stephen Matthews behind him, Thomas Hazard just ahead. McCauley's tracking down Josh Dietz here in the battle for 8th position. Everybody's going single file. Dylan Rowe leads over Josh Berry, close to a half a second lead here heading into lap 48. Daniel Pope the second in 3rd position, putting the pressure on the 88 Speed Co car just ahead of him. McCauley looking to the inside of Dietz. Cody McCauley's tracking him down to the inside of Josh Dietz. Dietz will protect the inside here on lap 49, keeping the 62 at bay. Let's see what happens here in turn 3. McCauley yet again peeking from the inside on the 9 car. Is he going to try a little bump and run? Thomas Hazard back there behind McCauley. As we take a look back up front, the 58 of Dylan Rose still leading, a total of 36 laps led now. The number 88 of Josh Berry, the 16 of Daniel Pope. Bill Martin in 4th, and a giant gap between Martin and Allen. Jeremy Allen holding off the 69 of Matt Coker, who's currently in 6th position. And Josh Dietz looking loose. McCauley was able to get around him, forcing the 9 back to 9th position. Heavy damage on Dietz's car. Currently working to hold off the 5 of Thomas Hazard. Dylan Rowe up to a 3/4 of a second lead, now looks at lap traffic, and it's Ricky Harden just ahead of him. He's going to swing by the inside. Harden will push up the track. Comes back down out of 4. Here comes Josh Berry and Bill Martin. Bill Martin on the bumper of Berry through 1 and 2. Martin's going to look to the inside of Berry. Bill Martin's got a nose as he tracks out of 4. He will be in front of Josh Berry. So Bill Martin now looking to the 2nd position slot here on lap 56. Jeremy Allen, Matt Cocher passing by the 15 of Ricky Harden. As you see your race leader, the 58 of Dylan Rowe, on the move here tonight. Josh Berry back in third position. Daniel Pope trying to reel in the 88 car. Single file action. We do see Satoru Ono looking to the inside now of Stephen Matthews as he makes his way by Ricky Harden. Number 59 of Richie Davidowitz, excuse me, back there in 13th position. More lap traffic ahead for the number 58 of Dylan Rowe as he swings by. I believe that was the 90 of Bryce Sinizak. He's going to go by Bill Martin, reeling in Rowe now. Robbie Bundon just ahead. Garrett Strakota as well. Dylan Rowe looks to the inside. Robbie Bundon will swing wide in turn 3. Bill Martin has closed the gap to less than a half a second over Dylan Rowe here into lap 63. Bill Martin's to the outside of Garrett Strakota. That's going to give a little more breathing room to your race leader. Josh Berry currently about 1.6 seconds behind Dylan Rowe, the race leader. Oh, wow. Some of these cars really fighting for position. As we see two Jeremys side by side near 3 wide action in turns 1 and 2. Adams to the inside of Allen. McCauley just watches them go by him. And Jeremy Adams will win out the battle. Cody McCauley to the inside of Jeremy Allen. Nice green flag run this time, folks. Last caution flag coming out on lap 36. So we've been green for over 30 laps now. Hey, shave off 4. We'll say close to 30 laps. I know I have my sticklers out there in chat that love to keep me in check. How about this battle right here up front, the 39 of Bill Martin. Edging closer to Dylan Rowe, putting the pressure on the 58. This is the most pressure he's seen since the restart. Had about a second lead over the rest of the field. Bill Martin has closed it in, but at the same time, you got to wonder how much grip or how much tire burn has he put on that 39 car to catch Dylan Rowe. You can see the gap between first, second, third, and fourth. And now Bill Martin's looking to the outside of Dylan Rowe. Maybe looking for a little crossover attempt here in the front stretch. Dylan Rowe goes wide. Here comes Bill Martin to the inside. Side by side, turns 1 and 2. Dylan Rowe's going to hang on to the race lead out of turn number 2. He's got to get to the inside group and protect it. As Bill Martin, if he gets there, he's going to pass him. As they cross the start-finish line, 30 laps to go, Bill Martin. Oh, and he's going to turn. Dylan Rowe, he does back off. Little guilt there from that contact. And Bill Martin to the inside of Dylan Rowe in turn 1, another inside attempt. Side by side again for the race lead. Dylan Rowe holds on to it, but a smart move by Bill Martin. He's going to pinch Dylan Rowe in the lap car. Ricky Harden, or where's Ricky Harden going to go? And Rowe comes down underneath. He does clear Bill Martin for the race lead, so back to the race lead he goes. 58 laps led for the 58 car. If you're looking for a good pick 3 number, 589, folks. Use that for lottery numbers. With Josh Dietz running in 9th, 58 laps led for the 58, 589. If you win, I'll definitely take half of the winnings. Dylan Rowe stays in front of the field, though, as Bill Martin, eager to get around him. Still a beautiful battle up front. Josh Berry, who's back in 3rd, is about 2.3 seconds behind this battle. And as they work their way off turn number 4 into the front stretch, 25 laps to go in the super late model race here at Martinsville. Daniel Pope II sees Matt Cooker now to the inside. Cooker is going to fight with the 16. He's going to be behind Barry. Pope is going to fall back a position out of turn number 4 as Cooker now looks to get into 4th. Pope falls back to 5th. McCauley had a little battle there with Adams as Ricky Hart in the lap car providing that battle. McCauley now looks to the inside of the 89 of Adams here as he come off turn 4 into the front stretch, crossing that start-finish line. Here comes Cody McCauley, looking to the inside yet again of Jeremy Adams. Adams currently running in 6th. McCauley looking to get out of 7th into 6th position. Back up front, still a nice battle between Bill Martin and Dylan Rowe. Robbie Bunden in the Pennzoil machine just ahead. He's going to stay to the low side, but time and distance is running out before turn 1. Luckily, they're able to go by him. As you see the drivers here tonight wanting to get in that lower groove for the turns. The darkened up lines, as you see right there as they're working through. Everybody wants that groove. And now 20 laps to go in tonight's race for the super late models. Off of turn number 4, Martin looking to the inside. And at this point, I think he's going to settle up and play mind games with Dylan Rowe. If I'm Bill Martin, I believe he has the ability to pass the 58 car, but I think he's trying a little tire conservation at this point. Just going to settle up behind, run some laps behind the 58 car. We'll have to see if Bill Martin has enough tire grip, momentum, or if he can find the right line to pass Dylan Rowe when the time's right. But here is a great battle behind him. Matt Coker and Josh Barry with a little door slam in turn 3. Coker's going to go by Barry. Barry to the outside, and the Speedco Chevrolet is pinched on the wall. Daniel Pope back there watching the battle just ahead. The 69 of Coker to the inside. Barry off of turn 2. He's going to have some momentum. And they are running close together. Caution flag comes out. And we see the number 5 of Thomas Hazard moving slow around pit exit. Not sure if he was coming off pit road or if that's the caution. Let's go back and take a look. So Scott Naslin behind Thomas Hazard. And Naslin's going to turn Hazard right there in the entry point of turn number 2. Last caution flag coming out on lap 36. So the pace car will make its way onto the track. Almost a good 50-lap run there under the green. "72 laps led for the 58 of Dylan Rowe. Bill Martin, who has been putting up a fight all night, back in second. Here's an updated look at your top 5. Matt Coker, Josh Berry, Daniel Pope. Switching it over to the race summary. 2 lead changes here tonight in the 86 complete. 6 total cautions. They begin bunching up in the backstretch, so we will see the 1-to-go signal from the flag stand in lap 89. It'll be 11 laps to go when we get the green flag, folks. Bill Martin has a victory. Last victory Bill Martin got was at 5 flags. Dylan Rose still has yet to get a victory, as Matt Coker won the late model stocks, looking for a possible clean sweep here tonight. Josh Berry, pair of victories as well. Let's see what happens here on this restart with 11 to go. Pace car making its way down the backstretch. We'll dive in turn number 3. There it goes. And a little bit of funkiness going on, but there goes Dylan Rowe. And a lot of funkiness going on. And we're having some issues here, folks. One of the major reasons we're seeing an issue here tonight, just going to point it out, they have the 24-hour at Daytona, one of the major racing events that iRacing puts on. Hence why we have the issues. So we are going to take a short commercial break, try to see if we can get this worked out, folks. Definitely want to stay tuned here to the Digital Forge Broadcasting Network. We'll be right back.
iRacing.com is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racers from all over the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics and engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and race teams. iRacing's web-based interface allows members to compare stats and test drive any combination of car and track instantly. Their skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly race series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 60,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsport organizations like SRO Motorsports Group to deliver virtual races based on the real-life Blancpain GT series. iRacing's Blancpain Endurance Series features team racing, giving members the ability to build a team and participate in races ranging from 3 hours to 24 hours. Additional partners include NASCAR, IMSA, V8 Supercars, IndyCar, allowing members to race in their very own 24 hours of Spa, Bathurst 1000, Daytona 500, and many more. iRacing.com, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Digital Forge Broadcasting Network this Saturday night. And a little hiccup, something you probably wouldn't catch in the real world. Had a hiccup there with our server connection, unfortunately causing a little bit of blink action going crazy due to the major event, the 24 hours of Daytona that we're seeing here in iRacing. So we're going to join now here real quick. I'm going to drag in this guy, talk a little bit about what's going on here, give us a little bit of update. Everybody's currently parked down on pit road. Kyle Barnes joins us now from Race Control and Race Administration to talk a little bit about what's going on under this scenario.
Yeah, this is just one of those things when you're sim racing, you're racing on a computer, you're going to have internet issues. Server crashed. We had a ton of guys that were left in the server still. So we're going to try what we're going to do. We're going to try and get everybody back in here. We're going to try and get everybody lined back up in the correct positions. And then we will do a 5-lap shootout, hopefully, and just do the best we can with what we got. So it'll be about 5 minutes before we can get everybody back on the same page, but we're going to do the best with what we have.
So there you have it, folks. Thanks, Kyle. Appreciate the information there from Race Control. So there you have it. It's going to be about a little bit of 5 minutes. What we'll do here, if we got any questions, see if we got anybody out there in YouTube chat, got any questions about any drivers out there. We can see if we can get you a driver interview with any one of your drivers. If anybody wants to hear from their driver, go ahead and put it out there, and we'll see if we can get you an interview while we wait here for a few more minutes. May go to a commercial break, but would love to stay live here and get the audience involved. So if you are out there on YouTube, go ahead and put out a driver name there, and we'll see if we can get you a driver interview. As we take a look out here, got some names coming in. See if we can get a interview here. Josh Berry, one of the names that we've seen out there. As we look to go down there, we'll see if we can get that for you. Stand by here. As we look, see if we get an interview real quick here with the 88 of Josh Berry, the Speedco Chevrolet car. He's going to see if he can get he's going to have to take off his helmet here and talk to us real quick. Hey, all right, Josh, how you doing tonight?
I'm pretty good. How are you?
Pretty good. Before this little hiccup incident here, I know you're currently parked down on pit road. We're going to have a 5-lap shootout to the end. Tell us a little bit about how the car is working here tonight and what you may be able to do here in these final 5 laps.
Really haven't really been that good, honestly. I was pretty optimistic about the night, but really I got real tight on that long run and just kind of faded off and lost some track position. So really at this point, we're just going to try to do everything we can to finish the race up here in the top 5.
Definitely looking forward to it. It's a beautiful-looking car. Tell us, when it comes to Martinsville, is this one of the tracks you like? I know you love Southern National, but where does this rank on your overall favorite tracks?
Yeah, this is definitely one of my favorite tracks. You know, obviously I've ran here several times in real life, and it's obviously really cool. I guess they just called the race, so I'm going to pull over here. But, yeah, you know, like I said, this has been a really cool track to race. And really, typically on iRacing, I've been pretty good here. But, you know, definitely tonight didn't really have that good of a car. But, you know, luckily was able to bring it home in the top 5. And I know the points leader had some trouble, so he gained some there. So, I don't know. We'll get ready for the next race, I guess.
Looking forward to seeing it, and definitely looking forward to seeing action in the Cars Tour this 2017 season. Hard-fought battle here tonight. Just sad it comes a little bit shy, 5 laps shy of where you probably would have liked it. But look forward to seeing you next week. You're going to be at Oxford Plains?
Yeah, that's a plan. Should be there. It's definitely going to be interesting. It's been a long time since I've ran that track, so like I said, it's gonna have to put some work in this week and try to learn as much as I can to get better, so I can run a little bit better than I did tonight. But still, 4th place ain't too bad. We're a pretty good ways off the leaders there, so I was a little disappointed in that. But in the end, like I said, it was a good night, solid finish, and we'll see you next week.
All right. Well, congratulations on your top 5 finish here at Martinsville. We'll see you next week at Oxford Plains.
Thank you.
All right, folks. Well, in the midst of talking to Josh Berry, you did get the message from Race Control. Not able to bring everybody back to the liking of where it happened before the major incident. So we will go ahead and finish out tonight's race. We'll get some driver interviews for you. We'll show you the race summary, though. Here, 94 laps will be officially completed here for this 100-lap event. 4 lead changes tonight, 7 total cautions. And we'll show you the results. We'll bring the results up. Now, these, for the most part, are unofficial. Being told that Dylan Rowe came in victory. He'll emerge victorious out of this. Bill Martin in second, and I believe it's Matt Cooker will finish third. So let's go ahead and look to get some interviews for you now. He won the late model stock race here tonight earlier, and due to the incident that occurred earlier, he'll finish third tonight. Matt, tell us a little bit about the difference between the late model stock and the super late model that you've seen here tonight at Martinsville.
The super late model, it's got a lot more horsepower, so you really got to set it up so it doesn't get too loose up off. And I was feeling that long run we had, and it was coming in great. I was running fast times, I was running them down, and then we had a yellow. I mean, it's really the only difference is the horsepower.
But you're able to harness a top 3 finish again here tonight. We go into Oxford Plains next week. We talked a little bit about it in the late model stock interview. Tell us what are you going to see there next week? I mean, is it going to be a tough track that you're going to have to work at, or do you feel that you can go in there and hopefully get a nice solid win?
I mean, it's going to be tough because it's going to be really, really hard to pass, and maybe the top side will come in because it's pretty much just a circle. But hopefully we can make a good setup and run up front for a while and hopefully win the race.
All right. Well, congratulations on your 3rd place finish here tonight, and we'll see you next week at Oxford Plains.
Thank you.
Joining us now is Bill Martin, driver of the number 39 machine, able to come in a runner-up finish slot here. Ended up about 5-6 laps shy of the goal here tonight due to the server connection issue, Bill, but you fought really hard there with Dylan Rowe, even trying to get around him a few times. You guys had some good side-by-side action. Tell us a little bit about the handling on the car here with the warm conditions at Martinsville.
Handling was great. It was better than I could have expected. Had to go through a lot of cars, but even if I had started behind him, it was. I think I just picked the wrong gear. Every time I tried to go around him, it didn't matter where. He just pull away on the exit, even if we were side by side. So not much I could do about it. So even if we went green the whole way, my only chance would have been to bump him out of the way. And I accidentally did a couple of times, but I waited for him to save it. Luckily, he saved it. Yeah, really good save. But I could keep up with him. If I was leading, I would have been fine. Probably could have pulled a little bit of a gap. Maybe not much, but a little bit. But no way I'd have been able to pass him. So he did a great job of protecting the line and made a really good race out of it. It was fun.
Definitely a solid night here for the 39 crew, and you're able to pull off a runner-up finish here at Martinsville. Next week we move on to Oxford Plains. What's your thoughts on that track?
Sure, I guess. I don't ever follow the schedule because I never anticipate being home on Saturdays. I happen to be today, so I raced. I don't know if I'd even be there for next week. So hopefully they have a good race, though. I mean, this one went pretty well.
Definitely an excellent job done here tonight. Got a question for you out there in the audience. Want to know what you're listening to in the background?
I think that my girlfriend is downstairs watching a show about what is it? Well, currently it's a commercial, but so that's probably just commercial music. But she was watching a show about OJ's weird book about how he would have done it if he did it. Somebody made a show about it, so she's watching that. Real interesting, isn't it?
All right. Well, is there any thanks or shout outs you'd like to give for your runner-up finish tonight?
No. I just came online. Nobody was online, so I decided to run this race, and it ended up going up pretty well. So, big thanks to me.
All right. Well, congratulations on your runner-up finish, and we'll look forward to possibly see you next week at Oxford Plains.
Take care, man.
There you have it, folks, and nobody to give a shout out to. That's always an interesting thing to hear from somebody. You know, you figured at least give somebody a shout out there, but Bill Martin coming in second position here tonight. We're going to go live now to your race winner, the Super Late Models. The number 58 of Dylan Rowe takes home the victory. And, you know, though it falls 6 laps shy of the total lap count here tonight, Dylan, you looked really solid, putting up a heck of a fight there. You're able to get around guys like Josh Berry you fought with a little bit earlier on, and you're staying out front. Led a total of 85 laps in this race. Tell us a little bit about your thoughts on Martinsville.
We had a great setup for probably the first 30 laps, and Bill probably had us on the long run there. But overall, great night. We got the win. I was able to hold them off. I was really surprised that the high side worked like it did. I want to thank my teammates at Ben Sear Racing, and thank you guys for putting on the event.
Tell us, been asking all the drivers, next week we got Oxford Plains, one of the most difficult tracks out there in the iRacing world, as it's almost, for the most part, pretty much a turning the whole time, not really much of any straight, so the car pretty much held at a turn throughout the whole race. Tell us a little bit about your thoughts of what you expect to take this 58 car there and do.
I love Oxford personally. We just need to get a setup under it and get a good qualifying in, and hopefully we can do what we did tonight.
Well, congratulations. Do you have any thanks or shout outs you want to give for your victory here at Martinsville?
I want to say hey to my parents. I think they're watching, and my fiance is sitting here with me.
All right. Well, congratulations, Dylan, on picking up the victory here at Martinsville. We look forward to seeing the 58 in action next Saturday night at Oxford Plains.
Appreciate it, bud.
Well, there you have it. What a night of racing, folks. The results on your screen, quote-unquote, unofficial due to the connection issues that we've seen here tonight. Big event going on in iRacing, the 24 Hours of Daytona. So, therefore, I believe it's causing a little hiccup amongst their servers. So, unfortunately, the results as shown here are going to be unofficial. But we'll read them anyways as standing here. Dylan Rowe picking up the victory is certain. Jeremy Hallen showing in second. Matt Kocher, Josh Berry, Daniel Pope, Cody McCauley, Jeremy Adams, Josh Dietz, Satoru Ono, Brad Lawson, your top 10. And again, unofficial results as we go through these. Richie Davidowitz, Scott Naslin, Garrett Strakota, Seth the Merchant, Bill Martin, Bryce Sinizak, Stephen Matthews, Thomas Hazard, Kyle Leverald, Mason Dunn, Robbie Bunden, Ricky Harden, Nicholas Johnston, Brad Wright, Jordan Erickson, Christian Peterson, Brad Carpenter, and Patrick Fogel, the 28-car field this Saturday night for the Cars eSport Tour Super Late Model Division, second of the Rocket Tire Service 200. Really hope you enjoyed tonight's racing as it was brought to you here on the Digital Forge Broadcasting Network, folks. Always a pleasure to be able to bring such great racing talent to you each and every night that we broadcast. Coming up next week, the Cars eSport Tour will move into Oxford Plains, and that's definitely one you're going to want to watch because these guys will be fighting it out. We'll be bringing the qualifying action to you and last chance qualifiers on Facebook. Features will be shown on YouTube, Twitch, iRacing Live, and CarsTour.tv. As always, if you haven't had a chance, check out CarsRacingTour.com to find out more information about the tour. If you'd like to know more about the Cars eSport Tour, you can check it out on ChampionshipRacingAssociation.com. And if you'd like to know more about us, find us on the web at ForgeBroadcasting.com. We'll be back in action with Sprint Cars Monday night. The JSRL 360 Sprint Cars Series will be in action. Got modifieds on Tuesdays, and the Button Box Shop Sim-Auto Racing Association League, their Super Late Model starts up next Thursday night. That is going to do it for us here this Saturday night. Thanks again for tuning in, folks. I'm Dustin Caldwell saying thanks for watching. Have a good night.